In this video, I've got some interesting topology exercises for you. They're designed to make you think about topology flow, how you can join a dense piece of mesh to a less dense piece of mesh, and that's in terms of the edges one face might have to another. And I've tried to make it so you think about how you can tidy topology up, make sure it's quads instead of n-gons and triangles, and generally increase your understanding of topology flow or edge flow. As I'm sure you're aware, trying to keep to quads can be really useful and helpful when modeling, especially when it comes to doing loop cuts through a shape and you want the loop to follow a certain direction, and when you're using subdivision surface modifiers. So we try and keep to quads wherever possible. And these simple exercises are there to help you to figure out how you can keep to quads and keep that flow going and tidy up certain areas when needed. So the format is the usual, where I give you a challenge and you have to try and do it on your own first and then see how I've done it. So let's take a look at the first shape. So I'm in top view at the moment and I'll be working in top view all the way through. So you can actually just do this on paper if you wanted to and just draw these shapes out. If I select these two planes I've got up the top here and go into edit mode, you can see the topology that I've got set up. So you can easily recreate this. You can add one plane, subdivide it, and remember that when you press Shift A to add in edit mode, you can easily add another plane and move that off to the side and subdivide it in this way. But I'll undo that for now. So with this setup, what I want you to do is go from these two here to these four here. It's very commonly the case that we go from a very dense mesh and we're trying to reduce it down to a less dense part of the mesh, or vice versa even. How can we set this up so we end up with an optimal quad-based mesh? Have a think about how that might work. If you're completely clueless, don't worry, just follow along with me. It's worth mentioning that you will need to use the knife tool for this. So pause the video here, at least have a think about it, or try and complete the challenge yourself. So if I select my knife tool with K, I can come to the top here and down to this point here, let's say, and then I'll go this direction. And if I press Y on my keyboard, I can constrain to the Y axis and come down to about here. And then I have to press Y twice again to turn it off, as it were, and into this point here. You can right click to kind of disconnect and continue from a different point, and I can cut in from here. I'll tap X this time to constrain to the X axis, into here, and right click again from here into here, and press enter. So now we have a quad-based mesh over here, but we've got 4 edges here to 4 edges here, and I can go to edge mode, select these 2 edges here, and Control E, bridge edge loops. And we've got the most efficient way of connecting those together. So that's how we can go from a mesh that has 2 over here into 4 over here. Now it's worth pointing out very briefly that if I press Control R, it cuts through the mesh as expected here, and here it goes from the 4 to the 2 in the way you'd expect and here, but the top one has actually redirected this topology flow, so it kind of goes around in a circle like this. That redirection can be really useful. Let's say I put a cut in here and G to grab in the Z. You can see that we can have some panels with this sort of topology flow going around that could end up looking something like this. Topology flow often follows the creases of an object, so if you need to redirect the flow, you can kind of do this system here which turns around a corner like so. Let's go back to top view, and very briefly, it's worth pointing out that if I select these 2 faces here and press I to inset and B for boundary, you get the same shape we had earlier up here. I'll just take away this by pressing Control X, and you can see that shape up there, and I've now gone from a 4 into a 6. The reason I wasn't able to do that up here is because this is a boundary and this is a boundary as well, so the inset wouldn't have worked. Anyway, let's move on to the next shape. So again, this is all one object. If I select faces, you can see there's 4 faces here, but I want to go from this 3 to this 1 edge here. Pause the video and have a think about that, or have a go at that. Okay, so if I go to edge mode and select this edge here and press G then X, that should probably help you visualize, and if you weren't getting it before, you might be able to get it now. So hopefully you got it. If I press F to fill now, that will fill that in, and then from here to here, F to fill, we've now gone from 3 to 1. And notice this redirection again. If I press Control R, we've got that interesting redirect happening there as well. So that's how we can reduce topology if we're going from many and we want to go to few. Okay, so we've got a new shape here. Again, this is all one object. So if I go into edit mode for this object, go to face mode, you can see there's 3 faces there. I want you to fill in the middle in the most optimal way using quads. Pause the video and have a go at that. Okay, so it looks a bit untidy if we do this. If I go to edge mode, I can select from here to here and press F to fill, and here to here and F to fill. If I go to object mode now, it actually looks okay, but in edit mode, it just doesn't look right. That's because we haven't got this sort of neat flow. And if I press Ctrl R to do a loop cut, we go through there and up through here. So the flow is a little bit disjointed and isn't symmetrical. So this time I'll undo those changes. And I want you to think about how you could possibly tidy this up. And you can add topology if you want to. This one's a little bit tougher, so you might just want to follow along with me, but it's worth having a think about first anyway. Okay, so in edit mode, I can press Ctrl R here, double left click, and that creates a loop cut and sets it in the middle. And now if I go from here to here and press F to fill, here to here, F to fill, and here to here, and F to fill, it's a lot neater in terms of the topology flow, but I have a triangle in the middle here. Again, select those and F to fill. So the topology flow is kind of symmetrical now, and it's kind of what you'd expect almost, but we do have a triangle in the middle. So any sort of loop cutting won't go through that triangle. So have a think what you could do here to smarten this shape up a bit and get it working with quads. Again, you can add more faces if you need to. Pause the video and have a think about that. Okay, so if I press Ctrl R, there's a loop cut across there and left click. That has actually made this a quad-based mesh, but it's not particularly tidy looking because if I press Ctrl R, we've got some really disjointed edge flow, and it's going off at an angle there and a weird angle here. So I'll undo that. I'll bring up my trusty knife tool and come from here up to here and into the middle and then out this way, and then right click to go back to this point and out to here and press enter. Now we've got a quad-based mesh. It's a tiny bit untidy because I'm probably not quite in the middle there, and this point is lower than this point over here, but generally you can see how we can tidy that up, and I can Control R and do loop cuts through in different directions, and it kind of feels a bit more tidy and like it works. So at times you will need to add more cuts in there and increase the face count in order to get things tidied up, if you want to keep a nice tidy quad-based mesh. And the reason I keep saying a tidy quad-based mesh is if I show you extending this out like this and then adding a subdivision surface modifier, can you see how it deforms that much nicer? So I can play around with this and make some interesting shapes, and it still kind of keeps its shape without pinching in weird places. So that's the beauty of tidy quad-based mesh. You can do a lot more with them before they start to deform and pinch and distort. So there we have it, a couple of useful exercises for you. And hopefully you're starting to think about how you can work with topology to go from a dense piece of topology to a less dense, or vice versa, or even to redirect the edge flow, and in many cases, tidy topology up so you have all quads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.